Hello and welcome back to QU All Access. I'm Derek Lambert.
And I'm Ryan Snyder. On this week's episode, we'll take a look at how Quincy University students petitioned for a cause and won.
And some additional dining options are now available for students. Our top story this week, many students nationwide struggle with finding a way to pay for increasing college tuition. However, Quincy University has decided on a plan to relieve some stress on its students in the simplest ways. It's no secret that college tuition is expensive. There's a rumor going around Quincy University that tuition will be increased for next year. QU All Access took to campus to speak not only to students, but President Dr. Gervasi himself.
In addition to not raising tuition $10,000 next year, I am very pleased to report that next year we will not be raising tuition at all.
QU All Access also spoke with a freshman to get her feedback on what she thought about the rumor.
Well, I'm glad it's just a rumor because if tuition did go up, I wouldn't be able to afford to go to school here and I'd probably have to go to a community college. I really like the campus, so I'm glad that's not true because I want to stay here.
QU All Access was also informed that there has been a task force created by the university to help find ways within the university to help cut cost, subsequently saving students money in the future.
Called the Innovations and Efficiencies Task Force, so that we can reduce the total cost that is required to run the university without impacting the student experience.
As you can see, Quincy University is taking the necessary steps to ensure that tuition is not raised. For QU All Access, I'm Derek Lambert.
While student stress levels are decreasing, the Quincy community experienced heightened anxiety last Tuesday. According to Quincy local media outlets, Quincy residents were outraged when they were stopped at the doors trying to vote. High voter turnout in Adams County created a ballot shortage that prevented voters from expressing their right. The lack of ballots upset many potential voters that took time out of their busy schedules. A Quincy University student expresses her opinion on the last week's voting.
So, I'm not really sure who I like in the election at the moment. I know I probably should have kept up like I was supposed to, but yeah, I haven't been looking at the running or anything like that. But just for those in the future, you need to watch the news.
Last week marked the presidential primary voting round for Illinois. While there were certainly issues in Adams County with the ballots, Illinois has its leads for the Republican and Democratic Party. With Donald Trump in the lead for the Republicans and Hillary Clinton in the lead for the Democrats, Illinois is a good representation of how this primary election is going. Although it is too soon to tell who the candidates are, it is clear that Trump and Clinton are taking the polls.
Need some extra time to study or work on a paper? The Student Success Center will now be available for students at any time during the day. The SSC will now be open 24/7 for students needing extra time to work on papers, study for a test, or do some last-minute homework.
The Student Success Center will now be open 24/7 for students looking to do some extra homework or need some time to work on a paper. Dr. Gervasi recently approved a petition signed by over 100 students. Starting April 1st, the Student Success Center will be open 24/7, and this pilot program will go until the end of the semester, where it will be evaluated by professors.
Oh, I think that it's awesome because I think that it shows that students are excited about the potential of what they can become. When you run the data and you see that over 91% of our student body used this facility last semester alone, and that we have higher number of students coming in this semester than we did last semester, then it's obvious that it's working.
Well, again, I'm delighted that the students came forward, and I should also use this as an opportunity to thank the staff, the success coaches and the director of the Student Success Center, Christine Tracy, for their great work in making students feel so comfortable and encouraging students to take ownership of the SSC as their space.
Seniors aren't limited to the Student Success Center this semester. Those who use the main dining hall may have also noticed a change. Chartwell's, Quincy University's food service provider, has added a retail store in the main dining hall. This gives students an option to shop for food very similar to that of the Hawks Hangout. Chartwells is always looking for ways to better the student dining experience, and this is a beneficial addition. Coming up, Lainey Wade has our Easter weather forecast.
And an assistant with ties to the NFL joins the Hawks coaching staff. Stay with us.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours a week, year-round.
Students involved with QUTV learn life lessons, create lasting memories, and gain the experience needed to succeed in future careers.
Students need to be involved with QUTV as a viewer or as a participant because we need to know what's going on around our campus.
Knowledge is powerful, and QUTV News serves to inform not only the students, but the Quincy University community as a reliable and powerful news network.
Join me, Coach Marty Bell, head basketball coach of the Quincy University Hawks, live from Chicks on the River every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. or on ESPN 1440 for the Coach Marty Bell Show. Hear from our coaches and players as Ben and I recap the previous games and preview our upcoming opponents. Grab your friends and family and come out to Chicks on the River for a great meal and meet the Hawks. QU men's basketball, Chicks on the River, and ESPN 1440. A winning combination. And as always, it truly is.
Yes. Growing up, I had one deaf friend, and that was the only deaf person I knew before coming to school here at QU. And now I regularly get to hang out and socialize with the deaf community, which has been awesome. Sign language isn't exactly like learning another spoken language because you use your body, facial expressions, your hands are your instruments. So it is definitely learning a new language. It has its own grammar and syntax and everything. It's not exactly like English like a lot of people think it is.
Welcome back. It's Easter weekend, and a lot of people are looking forward to the Easter egg hunt this Sunday. Hopefully the weather holds out, Derek.
I hope so, Ryan. It always seems to rain on Easter, though. We now look to Lainey Wade for an extended weather forecast. Lainey?
In case you didn't know, Sunday kicked off the first official week of spring. While the dark clouds have been around campus for most of the week, temperatures have been very mild. Not a lot to complain about except for maybe a little bit of wind. But other than that, it has been nice. Another great indicator of spring is robins, because they are out there looking for their worms, and many kids are going to want to be out there in the grass, maybe not looking for worms, but for Easter eggs this Saturday and Sunday. So let's take a look and see what we got. On Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high near 55. Then if we move into Saturday, yeah, we are going to have a little bit of rain, so you may want to move those Easter egg hunts indoor. So the high is going to reach 58. And then on Sunday, happy Easter, we are going to be looking at more rain, which it could put a little bit of a damper on your Easter egg hunts, but not to worry. You can always postpone them or move them inside, and the high is going to be 50. So moving on farther in the week, it is going to get nicer, so there is a bright side. Maybe this weekend's a little cold and wet, but we will warm up. So looking at Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high near 60. Moving into Tuesday, that sun comes out. If you need to do anything outside, get outside on Tuesday because it is bright and sunny with the high reaching 64. And then on Wednesday, grab that umbrella. You are going to need it because the rain is going to roll back in, but leave the jacket off because the high is going to reach 68. Then on Thursday, the clouds will roll back in and we will cool off just a little bit, but the high will still reach 62. So enjoy your spring break. I know it's going to be a little wet, but don't let that keep you inside. That about wraps it up for this weekly Hawks forecast. I'm Lainey Wade, throwing it back to you guys at the desk.
After the break, we'll introduce you to a new addition to the QU's football team.
Stay with us.
Come support your Quincy University baseball team this season. The Hawks compete in NCAA Division II Great Lakes Valley Conference. Cheer them on as they play for a conference and national championship.
Come see the new renovations at QU Stadium. The turf infield gives the Hawks a great playing surface.
Come out and have some fun and support the QU Hawks baseball team this season.
For more information on the QU Hawks baseball team, go to QUHawks.com and click on the Sports tab and select Baseball.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
A busy one for the Hawks.
Let's turn it over to Sports Director Carly Betancourt, who has the inside scoop on coaching, changes, and the latest scores. Carly?
Thanks, Derek. With spring in full effect, Quincy University is making key changes to ensure next year's success. With playing experience at North Carolina State and 6+ years of coaching, new quarterback coach Jay Davis brings more than a new face to Quincy.
In the coaching profession, at multiple places from Truman State to Grambling State as a player at North Carolina State. So I have a little bit of experience background, and I believe in what this staff's doing, and I'm ready to jump on board with them.
Coach Davis is determined to make an impact this year and has set personal goals for himself.
Really, number one, build relationships with the kids. I think every coach wants to do that and watch and see them grow. But at the same time, develop them from an athletic standpoint, help them grow from a football standpoint mentally as well, and just kind of continue to learn from me the offense and go from there.
With a positive attitude and tenacity for success, Coach Davis makes a great addition to Quincy football. Quincy University men's and women's tennis fell to Emporia State over the weekend. QU's first match didn't go as planned, with men falling 6-1 and women 6-2. Danielle Vaser earned the only win for the QU men's side, while Amy Kuehl and Anna Konjak picked up doubles wins and Morgan McGinnis picked up the singles win. The Hawks look to bounce back as they travel to Belleville, Illinois to face off against McKendree University. Now let's jump to Pepsi Arena, where men's volleyball took on Missouri Baptist. The Hawks ended Missouri Baptist's 24-0 run, winning 3-1. The team was led by senior Ian Lawson, who had 17 kills and four aces. Senior Jack Gamache chipped in 2 service aces to the pile. Chris Chappelle also added 10 kills as well. As you can see, that's really good teamwork right there. Here comes, I believe, Jack Gamache with a service ace, one of 2 of the night. The Hawks are now 16-20 overall and will gear up to play Ball State with live stream from the GLVC network found on QUHawks.com. It may be Easter break, but there's no rest for the Hawks and Lady Hawks. Baseball heads to Truman State in Kirksville, Missouri, live stream on QUHawks.com as well. Softball stays at home to play Missouri S&T at Quincy Stadium March 26th starting at noon, and men's golf travels to Columbus, Indiana for the AFM Spring Invitational. For a calendar of all of the upcoming games, please visit www.QUHawks.com. That does it for sports. Tune in next week for the latest updates.
Thanks, Carly. Coming up, Evan has tips to make lives easier on QU Hacks.
We'll be right back.
It's okay.
Weekly Hacks.
Reporter Evan Powell joins us in the studio for the latest. Evan?
Hey guys, I'm Evan Powell with another dose of your QU hacks to make life a little easier, one hack at a time. College students and alarms usually aren't a healthy mix, especially when waking up early for class. On the other hand, some students happen to be heavy sleepers and can sleep through their alarms on occasion. There's a few ways you can break these habits. Setting multiple alarms before you go to sleep can be beneficial. This can be helpful because it gives you another chance to wake up if you happen to sleep through your first alarm set. For you heavy sleepers, a way to make sure you wake up is increasing the volume of your alarm. If you use your phone as a primary alarm, consider placing it in a large and tall cup. This hack will allow for your phone to maximize its volume output by almost 200%. This hack comes from lifehacker.com. Well, spring brings warm and humid weather to the Midwest. It can make your dorm or house unpleasant. Places without air conditioning like Padua Hall can make you really sweat. Having a fan for your room can obviously cool down your room, but there is also an inexpensive way that you could do in less than a minute. Take a bath towel and get it damp using cold water from your sink. Once your towel is damp, hang the towel in front of your open window. This allows for the cold water to evaporate, which releases cool air through your room. This hack only needs to be done twice a day to keep the temperature down in your room. This hack also comes from lifehacker.com. Thanks for watching this week's hacks. Make sure to tune in next week for more, exclusively on QU All Access. Back to you, Ryan and Derek.
Who knew Easter bunnies could get so violent? Speaking of Easter, do you still go Easter egg hunting or not?
Not anymore. A little bit past that time in my life. I've got a few little cousins that do, so looking forward to seeing them when we get to go back home. Are you gonna be making a trip home, Derek, or no?
Yeah, I'll be going home. Hopefully an Easter egg hunt. You know, I'm still a kid at heart, so I wouldn't mind a nice candy and some Easter eggs. So we'll see.
You can never go wrong with some candy.
Right.
And that's just going to wrap it up for us. Thank you all for joining us in this week's episode of QU All Access. Remember to tune in online, on Facebook, or Channel 97 on campus for more news anytime. For the entire All Access team, I'm Ryan Snyder.
And I'm Derek Lambert. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you after the break, Hawks.